Welcome everyone to another episode of Total Extreme Wrestling 2020. We're on the last SmackDown in September of 2001, the last show before Unforgiven. So let's run the show of SmackDown and let's see how things go. Think everything's ready to go? Yep. All right, so let's run the show. In a decent match, Jerry Lynn defeated Scotty 2 High by submission with a cross arm breaker submission. Lynn makes defense number 4 of the WWF Light Heavyweight Championship, and this got a 54. Chris Jericho and Kane attack Chuck Palumbo backstage, leaving him down and out. This got a 50. In an extremely short match, Hugh Morris and Tank Abbott defeated Tommy Dreamer and Al Snow when Hugh Morris pinned Al Snow with a powerbomb. Tommy Dreamer was the weak link, struggling to keep up with everyone else's in-ring performance. Tank Abbott's getting better as gimmick. This cooled the crowd a little, and it only got a 39. So the Dudley Boys come out to a bunch of boos. Bubba Ray grabs the mic while Devon stands with his arms crossed. And Bubba Ray goes, week after week, we've stood in this ring, chairs in hand, tables in place, and we've begged for any team from WWF or WCW to step up and face us at Unforgiven. But here we are, days away from the pay-per-view, and you know what we hear? Pretends to listen with his ear, and he goes, nothing. No Hardy Boys, no APA, no Edge and Christian. And where's Team WCW? Oh wait, Buff Bagwell's gone, shopping for a personality, and Canyon, he's too busy playing dress up with China to worry about getting a beating. So Devon nods. He goes, testified, Bubba. We laid down the challenge, open anyone, anytime, and all we've got back was silence. You people call them superstars? We call them cowards. You see, we didn't come from some shiny dressed Hollywood production. We didn't show up because we wanted to sell t shirts. We came from ECW, where blood was spilled and careers were made in flames and broken tables. Bubba Ray goes, exactly. We've held gold in ECW. We've held gold in WWF. And now we have the WCW tag team titles too, but nobody's got the guts to step up. Why? Because deep down, every tag team in this business knows we're the most violent, most decorated, most feared tag team on the planet. Devon goes, you don't have to like us, but you better learn to respect us. Because come Unforgiven, whether it's one team, two teams, or every damn team in the back, if anyone has the guts to answer the challenge, you better believe Bubba and Devon get on the same microphone together. They're going through a table. So the crowd boos. You hear ECW sucks from people in from the fans chanting. And Bubba Ray goes, if nobody shows up Unforgiven, then we'll take a walk down that aisle and we'll start flipping tables, breaking bones, and tearing the so-called invasion apart piece by piece. Devon goes, oh, my brother, testify. So no one's answered the challenge at Unforgiven. Unfortunately, this only got a 37. I was hoping it would do better than that. In an extremely short match, Dean Malenko defeated Jamie Noble by submission with the Texas Cloverleaf. This also got 37. So Lita comes out, the crowd pops. Uh, she's looking serious, not with the Hardy Boys, she's by herself. Lita goes, for weeks now, we've been embarrassed, blindsided, and mocked. Mark Jindrak and Sean Stasiak, you got your little fluke wins. You think you're hot stuff because Stacy struts around like she owns this place? But this Sunday isn't just about a match anymore. It's personal. She goes, you made it personal the second you decided I was just some prize to be won in a bet. You think I'm going to sit back while you talk about taking me out like I'm a prop? Jindrak, I wouldn't go on a date with you if you were the last guy in the alliance. And trust me, you wrestle like you might be. So the crowd cheers. Some people are laughing. And Lita goes, but if we lose at Unforgiven, I'll do what I said. I'll keep my word because that's what real people do. But don't get it twisted. This Sunday, I'm not just wrestling for me. I'm fighting for Matt. I'm fighting for Jeff. And I promise you this, we are not leaving the WWF without a fight you'll never forget. So she drops the mic, crowds cheering until Mark Jindrak, Sean Stasiak, and Stacy Keibler come out. She she said mocks Lita for getting too emotional, and Stasiak says, "Hey Lita, don't be nervous. Jindrak wears cologne, and he knows how to use a fork." Jindrak says he's already made dinner reservations for Sunday night. But then the Hardys come out from backstage and attack Jindrak and Stasiak, getting one last advantage possibly before Unforgiven. And this only got a 35. I'm surprised all these segments aren't doing that good. I'm going to need some better segments. I guess that'll be like when The Rock, Undertaker, Austin, Triple H on. Otherwise, this is going to be a bad SmackDown. In about that had good heat and decent wrestling, Sean O'Haire defeated Farouk by pinfall with the Widowmaker. O'Haire makes his first defense of the WWF European Championship, and this got a 55. Rikishi comes to the ring and challenges Bradshaw to a match. This got 27. In an extremely short match, Rikishi defeated Bradshaw by pinfall with the Big Splash. During the match, we also had Ku run in and attack Bradshaw. This only got 36. So Bradshaw's being beaten down 2-on-1. Farouk runs in and saves Bradshaw from a handicap assault or 2-on-1 assault. I guess would be more clear. And this only got 27. This Farouk Bradshaw Rikishi Haku storyline's been, I'll just admit it, the drizzling shits. Vince McMahon comes out for a contract signing for Regal versus DDP at Unforgiven. Regal enters first, ranting about teaching this American peasant a lesson in British superiority. DDP enters to a big pop, keeping it short. He goes, Regal, you talk a big game. By Unforgiven, I'm shutting you up. So they both sign the contract, but Regal tries a sneak attack with a chair. DDP blocks it, slams Regal through the table with a diamond cutter, and stands over him with the contract in hand. But as DDP celebrates, Albert and Hardcore Holly ambush DDP from behind, leaving him laid out. Regal, recovering, grabs the mic. He goes, You'll pay for that, Page. At Unforgiven. I'll break you. He stomps DDP until referees separate Regal, Albert, and Hardcore Holly from DDP. But only a 47. They're complaining about star power. I figured DDP and Regal, I mean, DDP's like a main eventer, major star. Regal's, I think, a star. So I don't know why they're saying not enough star power. In a bout that had good heat and decent wrestling, Chris Jericho and Kane defeated Evan Courageous and Elix Skipper when Kane pinned Evan Courageous with a flying clothesline. And this got a 52. So Chris Jericho is still in the ring with Kane standing behind him. And Chris Jericho says he and Kane are fighting for Team WWF this Sunday against Palumbo and O'Haire at Unforgiven. And this got 57. So Michael Cole hosts a face-to-face interview in the ring. Christian enters first, cocky. He goes, Booker, you're a relic of WCW's failure. At Unforgiven, I'll bury you and prove WWF's homegrown talent, Wolves. So he also brings up the fact that Booker T lost to The Undertaker. And Booker T goes, keep talking, Christian. Every word's another reason I'm going to kick your ass. You're all flash, no fight. Sunday, I'm bringing the bookend, and you're done. And this only got a 41. So The Undertaker is being interviewed backstage about defending the WCW United States Championship against the Big Show. And he says, Big Show wants a shot? That's fine. But he's got to learn that just because we're on the same side doesn't mean I'll go easy on him. So the Big Show, he walks up, looks at Undertaker, doesn't try to attack him, just looks at him and then says, "I've carried the company on my back before, and I'm not gonna sit in your shadow anymore. I'm taking that U.S. title. You'll still respect me after I knock you down." So they get into a stare down, but they have to be separated. And this only got a 58. Hmm. An extremely short match, Triple H defeated Chaz Wallington by pinfall with an ace crusher. Triple H successfully defends the Intercontinental title. This got 56. As Triple H celebrates, the Titantron plays a pre-recorded promo from Kurt Angle in a training facility, mocking Triple H's easy match, and warning that his days of walking around with Angle's title are numbered. He says, "I want an Olympic gold medal with a broken freaking neck. You think a little injury is going to keep me down? Unforgiven is when I take back what's rightfully mine." And this got a 71. And then, after that promo, turns out Kurt Angle's not in a training facility. That was pre recorded. And he attacks Triple H. And this got a 69. The Rock is in the ring, about to compete. Before the match, Stone Cold comes down to the ringside area to scout The Rock. The Rock doesn't look happy about it, but this did get a 73. In a bout that had fantastic heat and good wrestling, The Rock defeated Ernest Miller by pinfall with a shoulder breaker. This got a 65. So China comes out for an in-ring promo. She's serious, intense, and confident. She goes, "For weeks, Canyon's been running his mouth, calling himself the innovator, the Alliance MVP, and than everyone. But there's one thing he's never been, and that's better than me." So she reminds Canyon of everything that she's accomplished. She goes, "I've broken barriers, won titles no woman have ever had before, and taken out men twice my size. Canyon thinks this Sunday's his moment? Ha! It's just another moment. He gets dropped on his back." So Kenyon appears on the Titantron. He's mocking China for trying to be taken seriously in a man's world. China, he goes, "China, your time in the spotlight is done. You may have been the ninth wonder, but now you're just another stepping stone for a real star, me." Then he goes, "And just like all the others, you'll be asking one thing after Unforgiven: who's better than Canyon?" So China's looking at the Titantron. She goes, "Who's better than Canyon? I guess we'll find out the hard way." And this only got 45. Ooh, this got average. In an extremely short match, The Undertaker and Big Show forced to team up, defeated Just Incredible and Lance Storm when Big Show pinned Just Incredible with a choke slam. Then, so they won, but then they get into a fight with each other. So The Undertaker and Big Show are trying to fight each other while security's trying to tear them apart, separate them. And that's how SmackDown fades out, with Undertaker and Big Show trying to be separated. And this got a 52. So what was the final grade for the show? 62. Lost popularity. I had a feeling. I don't know why some of the scenes were getting so low scores. I mean, it that doesn't make sense why so many shows. I mean, you might wonder why I had people in matches like The Rock versus the Ernest Miller, The Undertaker and Big Show versus the Impact Players, Triple H versus Chaz Wallington, who used to be Headbanger Mosh. Now Headbanger Mosh, he's been recognizable. He might have been knocked back down to unimportant, but he was recognizable, so he was good for a main roster title contention, and he had the most wins. I'm trying to do something where, say The Undertaker and the Big Show are in a rivalry, they're going to team up or they're going to face other people that are like in the lower mid card, help trying to get those guys elevated. but keeping the main stars on the show as well. And that's been the idea behind it. So let's see what happens. Andy Douglas sustained a broken ribs at last night's WWF show. Drug test fees. Johnny Ace goes, Nick Dinsmore has poor ring psychology. The kid is probably not worth keeping around. Bob Orton Jr. goes, Steven Richards is pretty good in that ring. You should push the kid. All right. Incident involving Brian Clark and Mike Awesome. Brian Clark has been identified as a steroid user. What, you know what? I'll find him. He's unhappy. I really don't care about Chronic at this point. I tried. Mike Awesome has also been identified as a steroid user, and he really didn't care that he got fined. So this was SmackDown. I hope you enjoyed it. Subscribe if you did. The next event will be Unforgiven. Until then, Unforgiven 2001. Until then, good night, everyone.